Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment in my Emacs for Writers series. In this video, I will expand on some of the rich formatting capabilities of org mode, so you can get into some pretty sophisticated text layouts, even in plain text. So let's get into it. Before we begin, I will mention that this educational video series is based on my Emacs for Writers handbook. If you want to follow along with the text, there's a link below where you can download the DRM-free ebook. So check it out. Thank you. On with the video. Some key concepts we will cover in this video include text formatting markers, structured content blocks, export options, and quote and verse blocks. So you've already seen the basics as far as italic, bold, and underlining text in the previous video. Now I wanted to introduce code snippets and pre-formatted blocks. So how these appear in the final document will vary, but basically a pre-formatted block will preserve the raw text formatting, which is usually a monospace typeface common to what you would see in a plain text editor suitable for coding like Emacs. In most operating systems, that's probably your Courier font. If you're familiar with Microsoft Word or you use a Mac, you might recognize the Courier typewriter font. That's a monospace font. And I've set up an HTML document that we can export to because that is a good way to demonstrate, these various formatting styles. So code blocks would typically be of most use if you're doing technical writing and you need to show code in the actual document and you need to set it apart so that it looks different. So for example, I might say, this is a sentence, this is some code, and we put those tildes in it, and that is how you delineate the actual code. And if we export that to HTML, you'll see the font is different. It's using the monospace font. So that would be within a paragraph. You'd use the tildes. To do multiple lines of pre-formatted text, you'll use, say, structured block. So this is the first structured block we'll see. It's the example block. So it's basically your common hash plus in org mode, begin underscore example. And then here you would put your pre-formatted text, multiple lines, let's say. And then we can do the hash plus, and then we can end underscore example. And so now you can see, of course, when we export this, that pre-formatted text is set apart with a different style. Of course, in our HTML, the formatting might be slightly different depending on where you're exporting. And you see, of course, the line breaks are retained, which would be important when you're doing pre-formatted text. And of course, there is a lot you can do with these structured text blocks in org mode, but that's outside the scope of this series. Inside the scope, however, for writers, you will want to be aware of some export options, which we will get into. So org mode lets you use this options keyword to set various parameters that will affect this individual document that you're working with. While we're here, maybe we'll just put a title. So specifically, I want to call your attention to some options for subscripts and superscripts. These would be useful if you are, if you're doing a subscript, it might be something like public HTML, which is like a directory where you'd put files on a website. And you may also have, let's say, Chris to the third power. So when we export those, you'll see that underscore between two words and that up caret. You see the subscript is right there. It shrunk down the HTML in public HTML, and the up caret there did that. The superscript, it put the third in a little a smaller font just up and to the right of the text. So this one, the superscript, likely you may actually use that for something, maybe if you're doing a citation or something like that. But in most cases, you may not need these, and they could get in the way, particularly, again, if you're doing technical writing. So what you can do is you can go into your export options here, and you can do that up caret and a colon and put nil. So now when this is exported, you'll see it retained those marks without introducing the subscripts and superscripts. Also, by default, org mode uses straight quotes or dumb quotes. So if I do an example, here we go, I said. So now when I export that, you'll see it uses these straight quotes. Those are straight quotes, sometimes also known as dumb quotes, depending, again, on where you're sending these documents, how it's going to be formatted. You may want to use those straight quotes, or you may want to use the smart quotes, which would be a different symbol for the left quote and the right quote. So in order to enable the smart quotes, which are disabled by default, you can do this option here. Just do a straight quote on your keyboard and a colon T for true. So now when we export that, you'll see we have those nice smart quotes. And of course, in the reverse situation, let's say you have the global option for smart quotes turned on. In your file, you can just do a nil instead of a true, and that will disable the smart quotes again. So that's how you can use these options here in your file. They can disable or interact with certain global options if you want something different for an individual file. Before we wrap up, I want to show you the quote and verse blocks, which you see down here. Maybe we can shrink this down a little bit. So when you need to set a longer quote aside from the rest of the body paragraphs, which is pretty common in academic writing and H.P. Lovecraft type stories, you can use this structured quote block, which you see here, just like the example block I showed above. You do the begin quote and end quote. And the important thing here is that this is a quote from a book. You want it to flow typically with the text. So you see in the HTML window, those line breaks are visual line breaks. They're not hard line breaks, which is usually what you want for these types of things. However, on the flip side, if you are quoting poetry or something that has hard line breaks that are significant that you need to retain, you can use the verse block instead of the quote block. So you see this quote from Paradise Lost retains the code blocks that we have in the text editor in the actual finished document. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them below. I'll do my best to answer them. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and please share with someone who may get some value out of this as you have. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.